Hello and welcome to Edu Leader Speaks by Education World. Today we have with us Dr. Manojkumar Nagasampige. Dr. Manoj Kumar is the founding director of the Center of Distance and Online Education at Manipal Academy of Higher Education. Dr. Manoj has spent over 2 decades working on MAHE's online education ecosystem, expanding from a small cohort of students to a community of over 15,000 students at present. He's played a key role in strengthening the international collaborations and bridging academia industry gap through work integrated learning programs that allows professionals to upskill without taking career breaks. He's also led the establishment of the Center of Microcredentials at MAHE, delivering agile, industry aligned programs that equip leaders with job ready skills. Welcome, Dr. Manoj.
Thank you.
Let's start off by asking you what is your take on the union budget announcements for education?
Well, if you see the budget 2026-27, I believe there is a significant increase in the allocation. So we have seen around 8% increase, and
Okay.
more so towards building the digital infrastructure. So basically, the government is looking at making education as an ecosystem rather than just a system. They want to kind of promote, the digital education, and I would say the future-ready education. So hence, the focus is more towards increasing the gross enrollment ratio so that the people can enroll into higher education through the digital education. So it's very evident that the government is looking at increasing the enrollment in the higher education through the digital education, because the emphasis is more on a digital infrastructure, if you see, and more so on the AI, and which also aligns to the requirement of skilling among the youth.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's also one of the requisites for Viksit Bharat, like you said, increasing the
Absolutely.
enrollment in higher education. So
Absolutely.
you've been actively heading the online education platform. So if you can tell me, say considering the trend over the last 3 years, what are some most sought after online courses by foreign students in Indian universities?
If you see the kind of demand that the Indian universities have across the globe is more so in the African continent, and basically in the SARC and Middle East, North Africa, where the Indian diaspora is high, and also the foreign students are also looking at the Indian education as a sort of the degrees. So
Okay.
among the various domains, if you see, I believe as usual the management programs. So every other African student is aspiring to pursue MBA from Indian
Okay.
University, and if you take the undergraduate degrees, BBA, and next comes is the tech. Everybody else is looking at now data science and AI. When I say management program, they're looking at STEM. So they are looking at
Okay.
not in a conventional specializations. They're looking at
Okay.
data science, artificial intelligence, and machine learning. So these are the areas where students are looking at pursuing the degree program from the universities. And in addition to that, the public health and the healthcare management, these are the areas. And since most of the companies are now looking at sustainability as the priority area, I believe the people are also looking at pursuing degrees in the area of sustainability, ESG. But these areas, basically, they look at upskilling and reskilling, certification, and diploma programs.
So now that we're seeing AI almost redefining higher education, do you think this makes room for the revival of, or say, reinvention of edtech?
Yes, of course. Because being in EdTech, what I've seen, the phase one, or I would say the waves, the first wave
Mm.
of EdTech, which focused basically on the scale and access, right? The next wave, the second wave, because of the emergence of AI and the agentic AI, I believe the future online learning is more towards hyper personalized learning journeys, AI
Okay.
driven tutoring and feedback systems. Probably we focus more on the predictive analytics. So, how we can actually prevent students from dropping out from the program. This is where I think the AI is going to help us to reduce the dropout rates in online programs. This is where it can make a difference. And basically, the game changer is AI is helping us in content generation and also automating evaluations. So I believe with these AI mediated processes, in the second wave of edtech, which is going to come very soon, I believe the edtech companies will focus more on outcomes and also the
Okay.
personalization. So these are the, I think this is what is my feeling at this point in time.
Okay. 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 So, do you view micro credentials as an add-on to traditional degrees at present, considering the dynamic job market?
Yes, the micro credential is again another buzzword now among the universities after AI and digital transformation. Every other university is now looking at the micro credential. The reason being, now the the today's youth are looking at the fast skilling. They want to
Mm.
kind of learn quickly. So hence, since we are in the era of skill decay, the skills today are decaying very fast. So essentially, the skills have to be upgraded. So hence, there is a huge demand for micro credentials, but they are not going to replace the traditional degrees because the traditional degrees provide a foundational knowledge, right? And it also provides a social learning experience. But having said so, this micro credential will also complement the skilling in the existing degree because these micro credential will enhance the employability of our students by integrating them suitably into our existing curriculum. But the time is not too far where we will see micro credential stacked degrees. I believe if the acceptance comes from the industry and the academics, we will see that the micro credentials will also play a significant role in constructing the degrees. In future, people will acquire degrees stacking the various micro credentials. This will be the scenario years to come.
Okay, okay, okay. Now, you mentioned skilling and upskilling. The National Education Policy also promotes adult education as one of its key goals. I think online education is one way to take this forward. So, what role do you think private schools and universities can play in realizing this?
Yeah, if you look at the online education as the model, it was introduced in 2018 for the first time by University Grants Commission. And from then, if you see, in 2020, they approved around 6 universities to offer online education. And today, if you ask me, around 120 universities are offering online programs. So one of the key goals of NEP is to increase gross enrollment ratio. One is it is helping in propelling the GER. Not just that, after graduation, students they want to upskill themselves.
Mm.
Online education is the only key. So hence, it is going to play a significant role in adult education and provide a lifelong learning opportunity for students to upskill themselves as and when there is a industry requirement. And I believe the online education is going to cater to industries through a work integrated learning program. So industry will come back and say, hey, I want these skills to be inculcated in my employees. Can you build some programs for us? So I believe the future, the online education is more towards upskilling industry, the employees or workforce, where they believe in just in time skill development. So I believe the online education is going to play a significant role in the years to come.
Okay, okay. So we're almost towards the end of the interview. So if there's one book or a movie that you recommend for all educationists, what would that be?
In fact, I want to tell both, if you allow me, right?
Uh,
So, one book which is close to my heart, normally written way back in 2005 as a first edition, is The Word is Flat by Thomas Friedman. It talks
okay.
about at some point in time, we will see that there is a borderless economy. So anyone can offer programs anywhere in the world. That's what
Okay.
is happening now. So foreign universities coming into India, and Indian government is also looking at taking Indian education to the outside world, export of Indian education. So hence, this book talks about, at some point in time, we will see the knowledge work is no longer location bound. So people can work anywhere in the world. The people can get education anywhere in the world. Any university can offer programs to any learner across the globe. So hence, this is very close to my heart. And the movie which I want to suggest here is, recommend here, is Three Idiots. I have watched it 100 times, I believe. It's because it talks about the differences in the rote learning and the true understanding of the concepts, focuses on curiosity, creativity, and purpose, because it emphasizes on the, as an education institution, we should focus on these three things: curiosity, creativity, and purpose, not just the compliance. So hence, these are my recommendations.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for being with us, Dr. Manoj. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.